me take you through big news coming in on Amit Malviya. His first reaction coming in on the sexual misconduct charges that were leveled against him. Malviya calls Santanu's remarks as defamatory. He says, I've sued Santanu Sinha for defamation, derogatory comments he's made against me. Women objectified in a slanderous post. This is Malviya's comments as he breaks his silence for the first time since allegations of sexual misconduct were leveled against him. Malviya says this is a bid to propagate falsehood. BJP leader's brother accused Malviya of sexual misconduct. Let's cut across straight to Amit Malviya's reaction the first time that he speaks on the case. Let me quickly cut across to Paulami Saha first, who brings us more clarity on the case. Paulami, do elaborate for us. We heard Santanu Sinha making those allegations initially. He takes a U-turn then. Malviya now for the first time speaks out. He says that this is unfair also to the women and I've sued the man. 100 crores in defamation is what we hear.
That's right. Amit Malviya has just issued a statement. He says that, there's a certain way that working relationships across gender in public life are being, demonized in terms of binaries, which is demeaning particularly towards women. And therefore, he says that it was not surprising that the Trinamool Congress and the Indian National Congress, who should have otherwise spoken for the dignity of women, chose to disseminate and propagate falsehood. He, of course, had served a legal notice to Santanu Sinha demanding an unqualified apology. Sinha's subsequent retraction, he has, of course, been on the 11th of June. He says that retraction is qualified but not unequivocal. It fails to meet, he says, the demand as has been laid out in the legal notice. His purported apology, he says, is deeply problematic and reductionist. And because the alleged post was defamatory, calculated and malicious, alleges Amit Malviya, he's now chosen, he says, to pursue criminal defamation against Santanu Sinha under appropriate sections of the Indian Penal Code. So he will pursue with his legal action because he doesn't find his apology good enough.
Well, we're waiting for Amit Malviya's reaction, but in the meanwhile, Paulami, if you could elaborate for us, Amit Malviya, who's been in charge for carrying out the campaign for the BJP in West Bengal, he's been quite busy with work at a time like that. We see these kind of allegations, of course, would disturb anyone. But Santanu Sinha taking a U-turn seems quite odd in this case. Of course, right in the midst of it, the Congress jumped at it, accusing the BJP of not acting upon these complaints and, taking cognizance and maybe investigating the case, the allegations against Amit Malviya. While the Congress did that, building their narrative on what Santanu Sinha said, Santanu Sinha blaming the Congress in turn.
That's right. Santanu Sinha has done a U-turn. Of course, a court of law will now decide, given that Mr. Malviya has decided to proceed forward with criminal action against Santanu Sinha for the kind of, disrepute that he's brought Mr. Amit Malviya. But he says that I was only trying to express my fears in case Amit Malviya was being drawn into some kind of a honey trap by unscrupulous leaders of the party to remain clung, as he said in his, in his post, to their post, despite such debacle in the recently held election. So what he's alleging is that maybe there would have been an attempt by, parties, certain leaders within the party itself in order to, attack Mr. Amit Malviya for the debacle of the party in West Bengal because he's co-in charge of the state of West Bengal for the Bharatiya Janata Party. And maybe they were trying to use honey trap, quote unquote, in order to draw Mr. Malviya in and basically cast aspersions on his character. And that's what he was trying to do. He was not alleging sexual exploitation. He was alleging that maybe Mr. Malviya will fall trap to some sort of ploy or conspiracy, because he says that we've had this bitter experience of honey trap earlier in the past as well. So that is his, his so-called U-turn, his retraction. But Amit Malviya now, for the part, has chosen to pursue with legal action because he does not find his apology, like I said, he doesn't find it good enough.
Thanks very much, Paulami, for joining us.